And welcome to the Drive to Draw podcast. My name's Pete, once again joining the studio here with Phil Feckner. I almost got it wrong. It's the
Malcolm again.
It's the second podcast I've done tonight, so I just wanted to make sure I got it right. Mate, we've made it to episode number 13.
Well, lucky for some.
Unlucky for others.
Gotta
Unfortunately, exactly right. No, we thank our listeners so far for jumping on board. We've had some positive comments.
Yeah, it's been good.
So we're looking for a big second half of the season, but we'll get it out of the way now. Wishing everybody a Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, safe.
Merry Christmas to everyone.
Safe and Happy New Year, and obviously we'll be back early in the new year to have a look at the Country Carnival and a couple of other games that are going to be sort of played during that time. But let's before we do that, how's your week, mate? I've got to ask.
Pretty good. No, good week.
So you've gone from boiled lollies to on top of the table.
Both wins. So and teams got up. So played Adelaide at Adelaide Saturday.
Yep.
And Rink up.
Did you end up playing on that green that you were
No, we didn't. We played on the one
in the corner.
Is it the B?
Yep.
A straight out. We're next door to them.
Yep.
So bowled beautifully. No worries with that.
Yep.
Team had a good win. Rink had a good win. Happy days.
Yep.
Today, warm, wasn't it?
It was a warm day today.
At Toorak,
Yes.
and we played the old foe, Payne.
Yep.
And all rinks up. And, I had a solid win, 8 or 9 shots I think we got up by. So
Up the top or down the bottom?
we bowled by the roundabout, right by the roundabout.
Oh, yep, up the top there.
Yep, the top there, yeah.
Yeah.
So that's
probably
where we've bowled since we've moved there. So,
okay.
yeah.
That's probably their best green. So if
okay, there you go.
you're there on the away week, then you probably get used to the better green.
Yeah, not often they're with them, with their top side.
Absolutely.
So,
Mate, looking forward to a little bit of a break.
Yes, myself too.
Yep. Any games coming up? Tournaments? Not playing anything?
No. I'm not sure about the pairs with Steve Dozins at Salisbury. 3rd and 4th, whatever it is.
3rd and 4th. We'll talk about that a little bit later. We've got a lot to get through. We're going to cover the Wednesday pennants. We're going to cover the Thursday pennants. We're going to cover the Saturday pennants. We're sort of cramming it almost like Christmas shopping all into one episode tonight. All right, mate, let's get into Around the Greens.
Around the Greens.
All right, mate. Should we start with the Premier League on Saturday?
Saturday
All right,
Premier
let's
League.
fire away,
Sounds
mate.
good. I've got it right in front
All
of me.
right, fire up.
Modbury, 66, defeated by Somerton, 90. Simon Dorr copping a hiding from Josh Studham, 10-25.
Yep.
So big win there to Studs.
Josh has had a big week because we're going to cover him in the Wednesday pennants a little bit later.
Ascot, 90, defeated Westlake, 75.
Yep.
The old mate Mitch Percy, 27, to Isaac Trenorden. Copped a couple of hidings this year, Isaac.
Yep.
10.
Isaac, I did hear him talk at the State Force because we did play against him there.
Yep.
He just needs that roll. He said, that one roll the day before or a couple of days just to be sharp. He may not have got that at the moment with everything going on at Bowls SA with this Country Carnival. So that may be a contributing factor.
Got a message Saturday night about this game here. Ooh. Salisbury, 87. Holdie 67. I tipped Holdie.
You did. I tipped Holdie as well.
Yeah, and I got a little text message from Sorry.
Yep.
Saying that you got your tip wrong.
Yep.
And I looked and I did.
Yep.
So and both him and Ross McConnell were both 6 up.
Yep.
Yeah. So I didn't sort of try and grab one or the other. So well done to those boys.
Absolutely.
And
well
a good
done,
win.
And well done to Salisbury.
Yeah.
First half of the year, I think they've surprised a few. And
absolutely.
Looking forward to seeing what they can do for the second half of the season.
And the boys at Adelaide on Saturday, just down from us, Adelaide 92, Hawthorn 74. John A. Voigt again, copping a bit of a
He's
pasting.
copped a couple of towel ups this year.
12 to Nibs, Darren Niblett, 30.
Yep.
So it's a big win there.
Absolutely. And I sort of thought Hawthorn would be around the mark, but I was waiting to see who came in for Adelaide.
And I had a full strength side.
Pretty close to it, yeah.
I don't think no
Blackie didn't play. But other than that,
goodness
I'm assuming up with the Jackaroo squad.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, and the last game was Lockleys, 62, Grange 101, Theo Katsivas, 9 to Rudy 35. So a big win there to Rudy.
Nothing real surprise there.
No, other than Salisbury, I think. They're 50-50, really, let's face it.
Exactly right. And Ascot and West Lakes, I thought, may have been a little bit closer, but
Yeah.
Ascot are putting together a pretty good season at the moment. Let's talk the ladder, mate.
The ladder is
at the halfway point.
halfway, so Somerton go in.
Undefeated.
Yeah, undefeated, 10 and zip. Ascot 7 and 3. Adelaide now third, 6 and 4. Grange fourth, just 6 and 4, and then you got Hawthorn 6 and 4. The rest, I reckon, are just about almost. It's a long way home.
The only one for me might be West Lakes.
Yeah,
they could put together a couple of good wins that would get them a little bit closer. But there's a roundabout.
Well, the next game's hard one though. They've got Salisbury, so that might tell.
Absolutely. All right. Well, let's get on to very quickly the first round of matches for 2025.
Okay, we've got Grange v Adelaide.
Adelaide for me.
Adelaide for me. Holdy versus Lockleys.
Holdy for me.
Holdy for me. Hawthorn versus Modbury.
Hawthorn for me.
Hawthorn for me.
Yep.
And the match of the round, this one, Somerton versus Ascot.
First v second. I have to tip Ascot.
I'll go Somerton.
Yeah, it's going to be a tight one, but it'll be interesting to see who's available and who's not. Maybe. We'll see how we go.
And West Lakes and Salisbury.
Well, this could almost be...
Could be the match of the round.
Could be match of the round as well. I think Somerton Ascot. I would love to see the Somerton Ascot one be a promoted one online on a Friday night or a Saturday night or something like that. But for me, West Lakes, I reckon, will beat Salisbury.
So do I.
Yep.
West Lakes for me.
Fantastic.
And look forward to you give us a text message next in the new year.
Yep.
Do you want to go into the Premier League midweek?
Yeah, let's do that. Absolutely.
While we're on Premier League?
Well, yeah.
So we had Premier League round 10. Hawthorn 119 to Port Noarlunga 97.
Yep.
Lockie Bowman 32 to Corey Jackson 24.
Putting together a pretty good year, Lockie Bowman.
Yeah.
And his sons obviously got drafted to...
number 23 as well. Got the old Buddy Franklin number.
Absolutely. So
good luck to him.
On fire at the moment.
Yeah. Somerton 100 defeated Modbury 93. Josh Studham again. 32 to Gary Thompson 15.
Surprise result, that one for me, even though Josh is in some pretty good form.
Marion 109, Holdy 88, Steve Davison 23, Peter Ruff 14.
Yes.
Ascot 126 versus Lockleys 103, Barry Fry 39, Steve Jones 15. I was looking for Pete Matthews there.
No, unfortunately, I wasn't amongst the wins today. I was amongst the draws.
The draw. Play for the draw.
Well, we were down on the last end and I had a chance to draw for the win, but just got that Lockleys wind coming across the head. But it is what it is, and missed it on a measure. So it was pretty close, but they were on the rink next to me and they were all over the jack all day long. It was very, very hard. So well done to Barry there.
Very good. And the last game there was Adelaide versus Woodville. Adelaide 121, Woodville 83. Scotty Tholborn sticking his hand up there late in the just before Chrissy there. 34 to Dave Muller, 12. So a big win for Scotty.
Absolutely. And Scotty coming back from the BPL. Just him and Rudy are on fire at the moment. I haven't seen Laney's results yet, but I'm sure she'd be around the mark as well. So... well done to those teams today. All right, let's talk the ladder.
The ladder on that, have you got that in front of you?
I do. Hawthorn sitting top 9. Played 10, won 9, lost 1.
Okay.
With a shot difference of 243. So when they're putting on the score, they're definitely putting on the score. Somerton sitting second, 8 and 2. Marion third, 6 and 4. Adelaide 5 and 5. Then you've got Port Noarlunga and Modbury just nipping at the heels of Adelaide and Marion. So really the top 2, I'd say, are relatively set.
Yep.
After that, it should be very, very interesting. All right, mate, should we have a look at the
Divi 1?
Well, let's look at the matches for the new year for
midweek?
Midweek on
you
Wednesday.
Got those
yes,
in front of you
I
too?
do as well,
all
mate.
Over it.
Woodville v Lockleys.
Oh, Woodville.
Woodville for me. Marion v Adelaide.
Marion.
Adelaide
third
for
versus
me.
fourth, isn't it?
Yeah, Adelaide for me. Ascot v Port Noarlunga.
Ascot.
Ascot for me. Hawthorn v Somerton, match of the round.
Hawthorn.
Again, I wish these games were televised midweek. It'd be fantastic. Hawthorn for me. Modbury v Holdfast.
Modbury.
Modbury for me as well. All right, mate, let's move on. What do we got next on the list?
Div 1, Saturdays.
Div 1 Saturdays.
Yep. Close one first up, Pete, was Millswood and Woodville.
There wasn't much between them. Cigarette paper?
One shot. Millswood 79, Woodville 78.
Wow.
Brad Holt 17 to Doc Butfield 26.
Oh, good to see Doc back on the...
old Doc, he's been away, I think.
He has.
Yeah, so play with his brother now, Mike.
Yep. He played at Walkerville for a few years.
Doc?
No, his brother.
Yeah, he's back there.
And then
he
went to Woodville and come back.
Year,
Yep.
Marion 110 defeated Paynham 56. A big, big.
Well, home ground advantage there at Marion. You would have expected that a little
wind
bit.
Blowing.
Yep.
Ash Close puts his name up again, 33 to Stewie Lomax 11. So Stewie's first skip, I think, and he probably wanted to forget.
Yeah, you don't want to come up against Closey when he's in the mood. He's almost getting as much of a mention as the mayor.
Yes.
Which I look forward to hearing about later on.
He's not getting a mention tonight.
Fair enough. All right.
Tranmere 82.
Yep.
Lost to Henley 96. Roger Carl.
Yep.
And 17, Terry Stringer 23.
Huge result there.
Summerton versus Toorak. Summerton 89, Toorak 76. So bottom side versus fourth.
Yep.
Jason Hallows 26. Trevor Feast, he got done 17.
I could have done that a few weeks ago. It's me, the bugger. But anyway.
So the next one is Port Noarlunga 99, Modbury 61. And we got Maxi Kleinig and Anthony Moffat both up by 18 shots. So I couldn't split those two.
Yep. A couple of familiar names there, obviously. Closey and Kleining and
some good names
some
there.
Good bowls.
So that's it. Do you want to go on to their table or do you want to go to...
let's do the table.
Table?
Yep.
So we've got Marion, like Summerton were, 10 and zip.
Yes.
Port Noarlunga 8 and 2. Millswood 7 and 3. Summerton 6 and 3 and 1. And then you got Henley 5 and 5 and the rest... Probably are going to be pushing,
fighting those bottom sort of 4 or 5 spots.
So we'll quickly do round 11 while I've got it here, Pete.
Mate.
Modbury versus Summerton.
Summerton for me.
Summerton for me. Henley versus Port Noarlunga.
Port Noarlunga for me.
Port Noarlunga for me. Toorak versus Millswood.
Millswood for me.
And me. Woodville and Marion.
Marion.
And me. Paynham and Tranmere. And me. Tranmere for me.
Tranmere, yep.
Pardon me.
I had to think about it for a second because it's not a home ground advantage for either because they have played at Paynham quite a lot, Tranmere. They've always been sort of around.
Got a lot of blokes that come and play the social days from Tranmere.
So probably Tranmere on that one there.
So do you want to go on to the Div 1 midweek quickly, Pete?
Let's do on to the Div 1 midweek.
Okay, let's zoom into that. So the first game was a massive score here. Salisbury 150 to Happy Valley 82.
I wouldn't mind hearing from the listeners if anybody knows whether anybody's has got to the 150 before.
Wow.
I haven't seen one in the last 3 or 4 years either. So congratulations there to Salisbury. But if anyone knows or has got near the 150, let us know.
Phil Marsden, ex-Gawler bowler there, moved over to Salisbury. 44 to Richard Perry, 17. So it's a big win there for Phil.
Yep.
Beaumont, the next game, Beaumont lost to Grange, Beaumont 93, Grange 108. Richard Kent 14, Benny Bowman 30. So Benny's had a good win there.
Absolutely.
Midweek. The next game is Paynham 94, lost to Henley 108. John Boccaccio 14, lost to Jeff Marsh 38. So big win there for Marshy.
Yes.
Next game, Pete. Brighton 128 to Clarence Gardens 98. David Johnson 30 to Bill Moulders 13.
And there's some big scores today.
128.
Yeah, that's quite big as well. And just going through some of these results, it seems like a lot of the triples teams have had absolutely
you were saying that when we're going through them.
Big days out. So well done to those sides. And then the last game of the round
is Tranmere 107 beat Toorak 98. Doug Jules, 8 to Pat. Now, Cavallaro, 23. So it's a big win there to Pat.
Absolutely, mate. I've got the ladder here right in front of me. Grange 10-0.
Wow, going well.
They're going very well. Henley 7-3. Toorak Burnside 6-4. Not translating to Saturdays, unfortunately. They're doing all right on the Wednesdays. Tranmere 6-4 at 4th. Beaumont 5-5. Salisbury, even with their big win, are sitting 6 at 4-6. And then you've got Happy Valley, Brighton, Paynham and Clarence Gardens. So it's a little tight down from 7th to about 10th. So looking for a big second half of the year, a lot of those teams there. Mate, we've sort of left them alone for the good part of the first part of the season, but let's move on to the Women's Thursday
Premier League. Round 9 it was, so they play again tomorrow, Pete.
Yep.
So Hawthorn 67, defeated Ascot 53. Christine Keller 28 to Chris Tholborn.
Yep.
You know
Nice
well.
skip, yep.
Chris Tholborn 16. Modbury 88. Beat Tranmere 42. Samantha Hislop 35. Judith Brooke 8. So a big win there to Samantha.
Absolutely.
Marion 72. Defeated Brighton 59. Barbara Dinison 30.
Yep.
Go Hodson 15. So doubled her score.
Yes.
Kensington Marriotteville 42. Lost to Westlake 76. Jan Cruz was 11 and Teresa Lyons was 26.
Wow, big scores there. But Kensington Marriotteville, you'd think they have that little bit of home ground advantage,
certainly
but
didn't
hasn't come
last week. Sorry,
hasn't come to the fore there. But well done to Westlakes. And
last
the last game,
is Happy Valley. It's the south clash.
Yep.
Port Noarlunga 54, Happy Valley 62. Oversteer, veteran down there at Happy Valley, 26 to Teresa Owenians 16. Sorry if I've pronounced that wrong.
Well done on the pronunciation, mate. It's always tough. Let's look at the ladder there before we get on to the tips. I do. Modbury, 6 wins, 2 losses and a draw. Hawthorn, 7 wins, 2 losses. A couple of points there between them. Ascot sitting third, 6-2 with 1 draw. There's been a few draws here, actually, just looking through it. Happy Valley, 6-2, 1 draw. And Port Noarlunga with 4-4 and 1 draw as well.
There's a lot of draws.
There's your top 5. There's only around about 15 odd points between 5th and top spots. So there's some real points on offer here. But we better do our tips for round 10, which will be played tomorrow. But our podcast goes live on Friday. So Brighton v Ascot.
Ascot for me.
Ascot for me.
Modbury versus Port Noarlunga.
Modbury for me.
Modbury for me.
Yep.
Kensington Marriotteville versus Hawthorn.
Hawthorn for me.
Hawthorn for me. Happy Valley versus West Lakes.
I'm going to go West Lakes.
I'm going Happy Valley down there.
Yep.
And Marion versus Tranmere.
I'm going to go Marion.
Marion for me.
All right. Best of luck to the ladies there.
Yes.
Well done. We will be covering, obviously, a little bit more of their games in the new year as well. And really looking forward to touching base with some of those Thursday ladies and just seeing what the go is on Thursdays. All right, mate, let's move on. What have we got left? We haven't got anything left there.
That's it.
Fantastic. All right,
the metro is done.
Let's take a very, very quick break, mate. We've almost talked ourselves out of it here.
Liking this podcast? Please like, rate, and subscribe.
So it looks pretty good.
This time.
Found his radar now.
Lovely shot.
Ripping shot from Bernie Ward.
Played this well as well.
Some outstanding action so far here. That might almost come in for a touch, or it's going to be sitting nice and close. Back with if he can get his weight right. And it looks pretty good. Yeah, that's going to kill him.
Bowl, yes.
That's classy stuff there from Tyson. Hear the Spartans though. Peter's
lined up here. He's
get that camera ready, folks.
played
Bang!
an
Oh,
excellent shot. He's taken all their backwards out.
All right, mate, everyone's favourite time of the episode. Maybe you should leave it till last to keep everybody listening. But no, mate, round the regions. Let us know what's happening up in your region for the new year. But tonight, Phil, fill us in. I did hear that there was a couple of rounds played back-to-back.
Yes. Caught me off, Pete.
Yep.
I've got to admit.
Do we think that that's potentially because of Country Carnival? Again, anybody out there listening, let us know if it was because of the Country Carnival.
I've got to admit, they caught me out. I got the scores and the results and all that last week and didn't even look, and it was a Friday night, and I looked back Friday night, and then they're playing Saturday. So anyway, doesn't matter. So Friday night had some ripper games. So Angaston played Mount Pleasant. Angaston a 102 to Mount Pleasant 53. David Jornay 28 to Beau Hamley 13.
Yes.
The next one, a big result, 133 Lindock, who are sitting top now.
Yep.
Against Freeling 55. Harry Sykes, a big day out with his rank. 45 to Rod Scene 9. So, it's a big win there. Yadunda and Newry, cracker game here. 73 Yadunda up at Yadunda.
Yes.
Newry getting the chocolates, 76. Turtle Curtis, which was Yadunda, it was the biggest winning rank over Barry Smith. Barry filling in for Lockie Fuss must have been out.
Yep.
Turtle Curtis 18, Barry Smith 12. So Barry, ex-West Lakes bowler, I believe, from...
a couple of years ago.
Yeah, it'll be a few years ago. So, yeah. Then the last game, big win here to Kapunda under the, what do we call it, hanger.
Under the hanger, yes.
Under the hanger. 102 versus Tanunda 54. Now, the biggest winning rink was Adrian Green, 35 to Neil Stewart, 8, which included an 8.
Hey!
So a big win there for Greenie, and Andrew Martin, Gary Wilton, and my old mate Brett Rowland was the, and obviously Adrian Green was the rink that got the 8. So congratulations to those boys.
Absolutely.
So where was I? I was on to that game. I've done that one. Right, so that was the last game. So we're on to Saturday now, Pete.
Yep. So we got Friday done.
Yeah.
Let's get on to Saturday.
Yeah. Here we go.
It's a lot of bowls, which is great.
So Tanunda's bounced back on the Saturday. So they had a shocker on the Friday night.
Yep.
And that can happen. We know what bowls is like. 78 defeated Yadunda. 70. So Yadunda slipping way down the ladder now. They're about 6th.
Yep.
Peter Baverstock, not normally one of the regular skips, 28 over Jimmy Marta, ex-Westlake boy, 21. Yep. Mount Pleasant, 53. Another big win for Kapunda, 123. Unfortunately, Chad Vivian, 8 on the end of Adrian Green hiding again on the Saturday, 40.
Wow.
So a big win there.
What's that, 76, 78 shots for Greenie on the weekend?
Yeah.
That's massive.
Yeah, isn't it? Quality bowl, as we know.
Absolutely.
Angaston, 106, defeated Freeling, 52. Ian Ellsworthy, 29 to Danielle Madalinsky, 12. So, big win there for Elsie. He's very quality skip up there.
Yep.
And another close one just to finish off was Lindock, 75, defeated Newry, 71. And again, we had Darren Green and Stewie Allen. Darren Green from Lindock, Stewie Allen from Newry, both up by 5. So wasn't worth trying to pick a winner there. So,
absolutely.
So that makes the ladder look a bit funny there now, Pete.
Yeah, it's all changed since when we first sort of were thinking that it was going to lock itself in a little bit, and all of a sudden it's flipped on its head.
Lindock top, 9 and 3.
Yep.
Angaston, 8 and 4. Newry, 8 and 4. Kapunda, the big movers now, 7 and 5.
Yep.
Just in front of Tanunda, 7 and 5. And then you've got Yadunda. Now, they were top for that first
4 or 5 weeks.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, they've dropped down to 6th position now. So,
ouch.
Yeah. Now, they play again this week too, Pete, so I'm one step ahead of them this week.
I was going to ask you whether there was a game this week.
Round
because
13.
They're squeezing them all in before Christmas.
So round 13 already before Christmas. So Angaston and Linddock.
Angaston.
No, Linddock for me. I'm going Linddock.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, I'll go Linddock. Newry and Tanunda at Newry.
Newry for me.
Newry for me. Udunda and Mount Pleasant. Udunda for me.
I think they'll bounce.
Yeah, and Kapunda versus Freeling.
Hard to pick against Kapunda at the moment.
Under the hanger.
Yep.
Kapunda for me.
Yep.
So we've caught up. So I apologise to the Barossa listeners there. They caught me out. I've got a text message Friday night from Big Pete, and he was up there watching and said that Greenie just got an 8. And I said, what are they doing playing tonight?
Yep.
That they're playing Saturday.
Yep.
So anyway, we've caught them up, and of course I picked all those winners on the Saturday.
Yes.
I picked.
No text messages saying, what are you doing? Mate, if this is an initiative by the Barossa and Light Association to play a couple of games sort of back-to-back like that, I think that's absolutely fantastic. It does free up a little bit of family time. I'm assuming it's because of Country Carnival and, different events that are probably happening throughout the region and trying to just sort of get as much in before Christmas, which I totally understand. So well done to those clubs that were participating. So well done to you. All right, let's have a look at the state events, mate. All right, I'm pretty sure that the state singles, the word has gone out for entry, so you could probably do that right now. But the entries have just closed for the state pairs. Having a look at a couple of little matchups here, we've got Alex and Michael Lodge been around the scene a few times. Did play against them a few years ago and were very, very handy. Anthony Moffat's having a very good year at Port Noarlunga with Tom Jolly, so really looking forward to that. Brett Wilcox and Darren Niblett have been, pretty good as well. Did play adjacent to them in the finals a couple of years ago, so well done to them. Colin Watkins and Lockie Bowman, I think, are going to be pretty tough.
Who'd lead there?
Probably Cole, I reckon.
Yep.
Cole would lead and Lockie would probably skip there. Dan Greenslater and I'm assuming it's Corey Hicks, not Charlie Hicks. So, that could be an interesting combination. I think they're going to go pretty well there. And the other one that probably piqued my interest was a little bit was Nathan Black and Jono Voigt. So they'd be the ones to watch as far as the state pairs go. That will matches starting there a little bit in the new year. So good luck to those teams. And if you haven't got your singles entry in, please do. All right, mate, we better scoot into the what do we got here? We're missing the players' interview tonight, but we're going to go straight into the extra ends. All right, mate, you want to kick us off with some tournaments?
Can do. We got Lockley's Octane Festival of Bowls, 3rd of January. Contact Ash Halls for more details.
I think it's the singles on the Friday, the pairs on the Saturday, and the triples on the Sunday. I believe it's a BA ranked rankings or points event. So I'm not sure whether it's for the singles, the pairs or the triples, but look that all up online if you want to know that information. But if you do want to play in it, I'm sure Ash and Lockleys would try and accommodate you wherever they possibly can. And another tournament, mate, the richest pairs event in South Australia.
So it's at Salisbury, the Prestige Pairs, $10,000 prize pool, 4th and 5th of January. Again, those BA points. Yep. So if you want to get into it, let's get into it.
Absolutely.
I might be in it with Steve Does in, so I'm not too sure. He's going to ask Big Pete whether he's one to go, but could be in that one.
Yep, it's a good event, mate. Played in a couple of years ago, absolutely had a ball. Long couple of days, and we did end up having a couple of 36-degree days in there. So it was a pretty big weekend. So well done to Salisbury there for at least putting the event on again. And if you do have any tournaments, let us know as per usual. All right, mate, let's move on to the BPL. We'll first talk the Adelaide Pioneers. I know we've only just finished a BPL, but they pretty much will get ready for the next one, starting on February 17th to 21st at the Moama Bowling Club, just in the on the border of New South Wales and Victoria.
Beautiful. I had a bowl there this year.
Oh, did you?
Beautiful. Yeah.
Yep, really looking forward to getting up there myself. But Caitlin Inch will be back in the team with Scotty Tholburn and Wayne Rudiker.
So she's available?
She's available now, so they should go all right. So good luck to the Adelaide Pioneers, and we'll obviously talk about that as we get a little bit closer. But I thought I'd mention it tonight, considering the teams were announced this week already. So well done to them. And some BPL Cup games have just come through on the computer here.
Yep.
Moonta.
10th of March?
Yes. Get your team in if you want a little trip away to Moonta. Boolaroo.
Boolaroo.
Yeah. I don't know where Boolaroo is, but I really
north.
need to get out the map to find that one there. 18th of May. Some of these are obviously spaced out a little bit now, but as we get a little bit closer, there'll be more and more events, especially here in the city, but out in the country, they're obviously jumping on it pretty early. Kapunda, the 27th of July. Always a good event out there.
Under the hanger.
Absolutely. I might even go in that one, I reckon. See how we go. And Salisbury on August the 2nd. So if you haven't thought about it, it's a great event to get involved with. If you want to travel out to some of those country regions, I'm sure they'd enjoy, and always good hospitality out there. But if you want to wait for a couple of the city events or the metro events, Modbury always do a couple, Henley always do a couple. I think Lockley's do a couple. There'll be a few that'll be doing it. And as we talked with Brett last week, they're all involved or trying to get more and more clubs involved. So if you want to get involved, contact Bowls SA or Bowls Australia, and they'll set you straight. All right, mate, we better move on to some burning questions. We did talk about Wednesday night Premier League for pennants to get more players playing. Should the ladies play later in the afternoon as well? Maybe a twilight.
Wow. He's pinned that one on me. I didn't see that one on there. I suppose, why not?
Yep. Could you have them both at the same time, maybe on a Wednesday night?
Would Greens allow that?
Well, depending on night hours, you've sort of got to make a little bit of allowances for that. I do understand that there is big money in night hours. I totally understand that. Or vice versa. If you're not available on a Wednesday night, say for the men's, but the Thursday is available at your club, that you play your women's and your men's at the same time, maybe.
Why not?
I think it's just getting around that gather round type, sort of scenario where you're pooling your resources. Where one club, I mean, we were at Lockley's today and they had all greens were full, chock-a-block full, and like they were sort of saying is that, it's feast and famine as far as once every 2 weeks, it's everybody there. So they can cater for that a little bit better. Yep. And it just didn't feel like the place was empty. It felt like the place was buzzing. So if you can pool your resources a little bit, then it makes it a little bit easier. So that was just my thoughts on that one there. And my last one, and it was brought up a little bit online last night. It's not on our run sheet, but plastic. Throwaway single-use plastic. We obviously had our sandwiches all have to be wrapped individually because of COVID and everything else. That's now been and gone. Do we need to reassess the single-use plastics?
Oh, look, I don't know what the answer is. I know you go to different clubs. We've got these paper things.
Yep.
And they look like that's a big waste too, though.
Yes.
I mean, they got a bit of plastic on them.
Yep.
So I don't know what the answer is, Pete. I throw them on a plate and let us pick them off or something,
Yeah, I mentioned someone said, just make sure you got hand sanitizer and wash your hands as you come in and do it.
I don't know.
Yep. Single-use plastic, mate. I know it's a hot topic as far as what people are trying to do the right thing and be environmentally conscious. I totally get that, but sometimes we're a little bit behind the eight ball a little bit. I think a little more thought needs to go into that. It's a lot of single use plastic.
I'm not sure what the answer is, Pete.
Yep.
Who knows?
No, that's right, mate. We'll toss it up, mate. I thank you for your time.
Thank you.
This
Merry
half
Christmas
of the
to you
Merry
too,
Christmas
Pete.
to you. Happy, safe family for the new year.
Yep.
What we might do is play the couple of little shorter episodes of the Barry Lester. We played episode 1 a couple of weeks ago. we'll play episode 2 over the next couple of weeks break, and we'll see everybody in the new year.
I thought you were going to ask me to sing a Christmas carol just then,
Mate,
Pete,
I'll turn down
No,
my
no,
microphone
yeah.
so I can't
Turn
hear
mine
it.
off.
Exactly right. Mate, as per usual, we need to do better than
We
this.
got
mate.
to.
We've
got to do better.
We're hoping in the new year to have some on-green interviews.
Yep. We're heading out to Linddock for tea one night.
and we'll take the cameras out with us, and we'll do something
some
out
ugly
there as well.
heads up there, though. Aaron Ayres, Harry Sykes,
You know what I mean? Paper bags they've brought in these days, so maybe we could get a couple of paper bags. Maybe, you never know. They'd probably want to put them
They
on
probably
us.
tell me to look in the mirror anyhow.
Exactly
So anyway,
right. No,
all
a
good.
bit of fun there,
Yeah.
mate. Absolutely wishing everybody a Merry Christmas, Happy New Year.
Yep.
And we thank you for your support. If you haven't, like we've said before, like, rate, subscribe. Share this episode, friends, family, enemies,
I do.
teammates.
Yeah, about 40.
Yep, teammates, opposition
No,
players.
it's all good.
We
Bit
want
of
to
fun.
try and get everybody involved and be as inclusive as possible. Obviously, with some of our country regions coming to town in the new year as well, we want to try and make that a bit of a focus as well. So until then, catch you later, mate.
Thanks, mate.
Thanks, mate.